Namaste. Welcome to the Conscious Convo podcast. I am your host and teacher, Pippa Leslie. I'm here to share everything I learn, see, and channel. This podcast is for the conscious and curious beings who are ready to dive deeper into spirituality. I am so grateful you are here. Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're all doing amazing. I am loving life here in New Zealand. I just can't get enough of it. The days where I had just reflect on what I've been through, and just today before I started recording this episode, I had an episode where I got upset and was just really grateful for what I've been through. And being away from Chris for 18 months was just so painful, but also amazing for our growth and how we see the world. And just reflection. And one thing I wanted to mention before I dive into QHHT is when Chris and I were separated because of COVID, we used to play games online with each other, and we used to watch Netflix and go on Zoom, and that's how we kind of stayed connected. And I remember, because we're both gamers, we used to play Grand Theft Auto on a computer, and we used to like play together, and it was just how we kept connected. And we tried to play it the other night here, and his computer's in one room and mine's in the other, and we literally tried to play and it wouldn't come on. I was thinking, I wonder what that means, because it's not working. I always kind of look at these signs for things. But as I was listening to the intro of the game, it was literally bringing back so many memories about, our separation. And it just, like trauma, things happen and memories will come up, and certain smells and certain songs and signs will remind us of traumatic events in our life. And it really was a traumatic time for us both. So I just kind of like been reflecting the last 24 hours, and it really hit me. And I was just like grateful for all the lessons, but also made me upset because when Chris goes to work, I really do miss him and just what we endured for those 18 months, as some of you may did as well. So I just wanted to let you know about that, how important, memories are, and sometimes those triggers can happen, and to sit with it and honor yourself and allow those emotions to come up. So I wanted to talk today about quantum healing hypnosis technique. Some of you have probably seen that I qualified in January, and I've been doing my case studies, and now I have clients booking in. I'm actually booked up till September, which is just absolutely amazing. I'm so grateful and honored, and I'm just over the moon. So quantum healing hypnosis technique was developed by Dolores, and some of you may have heard of her. She was a hypnotherapist, and she did this work for like 50 years. And she kind of basically went down all the hypnosis and hypnotherapy avenues, and then stripped down everything that we learned and made her own technique with, how it works best. She trial and errored so much, and she actually, she goes to the deeper levels of hypnosis. I can never pronounce this word, but I'm going to have a go. Somnambulistic state. And I always try and have a go of it anyway. And they're the deep levels of hypnosis. You will naturally go to those two states twice a day minimum. And that's right before you fall asleep, and that's right before you wake. So you will experience them twice a day. So this process is so natural for you, and it's such an easy process. And a lot of hypnotherapists do not go to that deep level because obviously the ability may not let them get to that level, or, a lot of them don't want to work down into the mysterious levels. If you're spiritual and you have an open mind, QHHT will blow your mind, because we not only do the healing in the sessions, we also do the past life regression. And as some of you have known about past life regression, it can answer so many questions in this lifetime. You'll have questions about, why did this happen? Why am I this way? Why do I have these fears? All these different questions you have in this lifetime will get answered from past lives, if not from the subconscious healing. So I am so honored and just grateful that I get to do this work with clients. I had a client today, and every single client's different. The past lives that I'm seeing are just fascinating. And I just think this technique, everyone should just do the level 1, because they can help so many people. But yeah, QHHT is just a powerful tool to access just all in parts of yourselves. You may connect to your higher self on a daily basis when you meditate, but your higher self knows what's best for you. And that's who we're going to be connecting with in the session. Your subconscious will know everything that's happened to you from past lives to this life, everything. And it knows exactly what you need. It knows what the healing you need. It is the greater part of ourselves, and it's always connected to source, to God, this unlimited knowledge. And it's just, the ability to heal your body. If your body can make itself sick, it can heal itself. So sometimes the mental and physical ailments that we have are rooted in trauma from past lives. So that's why when we start to unravel and explore that, we go, oh, wow, now I know why this happened. And now I know why I am this way. And that in itself is such a healing thing to do. So I've had many people so just drawn to QHHT. Since I've been in New Zealand, I have been connecting with new people, and they ask what I do, and I say I'm a QHHT practitioner, and they are just like jaw dropped to the floor. And I'm like, this doesn't even feel like work to me, because it's just a beautiful technique that is so easy to do, and it's such a natural thing to do. So, people come for QHHT for so many reasons. Some just for curiosity. Some may have questions about family, work, health issues. A big one is life purpose. And some people actually come because they have diseases, discomforts, depressions, addictions, diseases, things like that, pain. And QHHT is for anyone who has any of those kind of things that I've just mentioned. So some clients just want better understanding of why their life is the way it is and why they act a certain way. Or, like I said earlier, these questions they've had all their life, they kind of get a lot of answers from the past lives, and then the subconscious knows all. But obviously, there are no guarantees, but some of the remarkable results Dolores has had, and I've watched her on videos and we've listened to a lot of her recordings, she has watched the subconscious completely heal the client's body from cancers, from cartilage in joints, from heart conditions, different wounds, migraines, repaired vision, diabetes, IBS problems, back problems, honestly, even skin conditions. And it's just like, wow, you literally have the power to heal yourself. And what the amazing part is, I'm just the facilitator. So I'm not doing the healing, you're doing the healing. I'm just facilitating that energy to come through. So as long as you've got open mind and you have less expectation and you just believe in it and you just let your own imagination just go wild, you will literally be blown away with what can happen in a QHHT session. I am still learning. I'm still blown away by every client's different. I will share some of the past lives that I have found so absolutely just amazing. I had a client in the UK, and she gone to a past life, and we were trying to figure out, where she was and what she was. And bearing in mind, clients can come down to any planet, to any time, can be any species, literally anything. And that's how open your mind has to be. And we actually figured out she was plasma before the earth was even created. And the way she moved and what she saw, and she could see other realms, she could see like portals to other places. And she told me Earth wasn't created yet. And some of the stuff she was saying, she was just blown away when she came out of the session. She was like, I don't even know that language. I don't even know how to speak that language, as in like the way they say things. Like, we have scientific language now that probably people 100 years ago wouldn't understand. So she was just blown away by that. And another life she had, she was a fairy. And it was completely so amazing that her voice changed, her energy changed. She really got upset in the past life because her home was destroyed by the human race. And you know what? This is like the open mind and the wonder and all the mystical, magical things that are around us that we can't physically see, but we know that are there, and we have to trust and have faith that they are there. And I just think, hypnosis can help with so many things. It's having an open mind. One thing I will mention is, one thing I have found with clients when I ask them, have they had hypnosis before? A lot of them are quite nervous to have a session because they've had this programming that hypnosis is like manipulation hypnosis, like you've seen on stage, where they get you to do silly things or things you don't want to do, and they've hypnotized you. That is just completely the opposite of what we do. Hypnosis is a healing technique. It's to go to those deeper levels of your subconscious. And I think that's like part of our programming and conditioning that we've seen as we've grown up. My parents were the same, and people who don't understand it have said the same. But I'm here to tell you and encourage you, and I'm sure Dolores is back behind me, backing me up, that QHHT, any form of hypnosis, is a natural process for you to go under. You don't realize on a daily basis that you go into alternative states all the time, watching movies, reading a book, just sat daydreaming. You drop into alternative states, but you don't realize it because just you think it's natural, because it is natural. So I'm here to tell you that hypnosis is one of the most amazing modalities I've ever come across. I do Reiki healing, which also is miraculous. And to watch a human body heal itself is just, honestly, the most rewarding thing you can actually watch. Clients leave feeling healed, feeling lighter, feeling happier, feeling more peaceful. And I get to facilitate that. So there's nothing more joyous and beautiful that I can offer them, to just be there in that space, to hold space for them, to allow them to just open up, to explore the parts of their souls, the high self, their subconscious, to move forward, to heal. So I am currently studying my level 2, which is really, really exciting. And I offer QHHT sessions to clients in person. So anyone in New Zealand, in the North Island, I am available for that. I'm also hosting past life regression workshops online. These are done at a lighter trance, and they're kind of a group session. So we go to explore past lives, but we do it on a lighter trance. I also do future lives, future self, meeting your guides, regression. So they're really, really powerful as well. So I'm just kind of getting those together. So if you're interested and you're not in New Zealand, you can join on with the past life regression workshops. Something that's really exciting that I'm just dying to talk about is my new membership that went live yesterday. It's called Pause with Pippa. And the reason I called it Pause is because how many times do you find yourself in arguments, debates, in sticky situations, toxic environments, at work, with family, with your partner, with friends, and you end up in arguments, in heated shouting, or just sticky situations, and you end up saying things you don't mean. You end up saying things in the wrong way. You end up flustered, deflated, reliving the moments over and over when you've walked away. You wish you'd said this, you wish you'd said that, and not having the tools to correct and work on it. So these situations happen there's so many I could talk about, but ultimately you'll know. Those kind of arguments where your partner's doing your head in, or he's upset you or she's upset you, and you just want to have a go at them, and it's not come across right, and the communication's all wrong, and you end up having a fight, and you end up falling out. And then you have this with friends and family and work colleagues, and your boss is pissing you off, and there's just loads of stuff that can happen on a daily basis. And you literally live in anxiety because you relive the scenario over and over and over again, and you play different scenarios over and over and over again, and you will send yourself into a low vibration pit that you find yourself hard to get out of. I'm here to teach you in the Pause membership that if you just stop to listen, to connect, and take 5 minutes, 10 minutes to come back to the situation, you don't need to say everything you need to say in that moment. You can ask your partner, work colleague, friend, family member, I just need 5 minutes, 10 minutes to just step outside, to go for a walk. Can I get back to you? There's so much power in that moment, because the ego wants to run the show. The ego wants to be like, I got this. They're being mean to you, so I'm going to be mean just as much back. And you literally feel like it's not you even saying those things. How many times you come away and you've made friends with your partner or your friends, and you just think it didn't even sound like me. It was just awful. The words that came out my mouth were just bleh. So the Pause membership is to help you learn and correct yourself. We aren't perfect. I'm here to tell you that we do F up all the time. I still do. I'm still learning. I've come a long way, and that's why I'm here to help you to learn and to grow in that area. So if you can just take 5-10 minutes to diffuse a situation, let's use the example of your partner. How many fights and arguments do you get in with your partner, or just like little debates and little huffs and puffs? And then you end up just raising each other's voices because you're trying to get your point across. Then you just both come away and you both peed off, and it just sticks. The energy in the house sticks around for a while until you make up. So imagine if you just said to your partner, I hear you. I'm just going to go and take 5-10 minutes just to think about it, and I'm going to respond shortly. You're diffusing the situation, and you're actually helping your partner diffuse his or her energy as well. And this can happen with any situation. There's so much power in that. Sometimes we F up and we think, oh, I should have took 5 minutes. And this is what I'm trying to help you with and assist and support you with, is just taking those moments to pause and reflect and go within and listen. Because you are ultimately serving yourself and serving the other person or parties. So there are many moments where we can pause. And the whole basis around the pause membership was pausing before judging. How many times do you find yourself judging someone because of what they wore, what kind of house they live in, what they're wearing that day, what car they drive, what job they have, what the parents are like? We catch ourselves judging people on a daily basis. And we do. And it's okay because we're not perfect. But having a space, and there's a Facebook group with the pause membership, having a space where you can just say, I effed up today. I judged someone and I didn't mean to. And having people in the group that go, do you know what? So did I. And it's a safe space for you to share those F ups. I'll be sharing mine as well. Also, pausing before we assume. How many times has a friend let you down and you've assumed you've done something wrong? You've assumed they've fallen out with you. How many times has a friend not replied to you for weeks and you thought they've done something wrong? They've fallen out with you. I used to live that over and over and over again, and it would send me into an anxiety pit. But now I'm like, it's all divine timing. I don't even think about it. It doesn't even cross my mind because I've done the work and I've done the pause and I've done the inner work towards becoming more peaceful. Again, many situations around assuming. How many times have you been driving your car and a guy or a woman cuts you up or is driving really slow and you assume that they're a bad driver and blah, 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 blah. You know, they could be having a really crappy day. They could have just lost someone. They could have just been really upset. So we start to then not assume and go, it's okay. It's fine. Something my partner said to me and it made me laugh and I always share it. If you're driving and there's just like a young guy or young girl driving really fast and you have the inside of you just wants to just judge and assume that, oh my God, they're a D-head or whatever you want to call them, an a-hole. And you just want to go into that. My partner stops and says, they probably got diarrhea. They're rushing home. So that kind of made me just think, I'm going to share that because you really don't know. You really don't know. And when you stop and you listen and you pause and you don't judge and you don't assume, your life is more peaceful, it's more calm, you have more clarity, and it's more joy. It really is. And then when we pause before we speak, we pause before we criticize, we pause before we act. When you start to pause before most things in your life, you can just flow with life so much easier. And that's what I'm here to help you do. So if you're listening to this going, oh my God, that's so me, and I want to have a more peaceful, loving, calmer life, then the membership is for you. It's worldwide. So if you're listening to this in the UK, in America, Asia, New Zealand, Australia, wherever my listeners are, the membership is for you. And we have 2 calls every month that are sessions. We do past life regression. So if any of you are like, oh, I like past life regression, we do a past life regression session online, which is the lighter trance. And then we do a future life, a future you, or a meeting our guides session as well. I just throw so much in that group. I give you tasks. I give you a space to share. You can message me anytime. I'll have masterclasses in there, workshops, things like that, just to help you with that pause. I'll be putting meditations in there, some visualizations, some breath work, some, intuitive readings and some healing just to help you with all that. So I'm just going to give you what I've learned in that group and that membership. So if you're thinking, yes, that's for me, I'll put the links in the show notes. But if not, just visit my website, iampipaleslie.com. You'll find all the information there and you can sign right up. We've already started, so get yourself in there and you can, our first call is on Sunday. I've tried to do the times so they kind of suit most time zones. So I will be obviously adjusting that as more members come into the group. So I'm so excited. My services just feel so aligned right now. Being in New Zealand, my business is booming, which is just absolutely incredible. I'm so grateful. I'm so appreciative. This podcast is a huge passion of mine. So if you've enjoyed this episode, if you've enjoyed any of my episodes, please share with friends, with family, with work colleagues, with partners. leave me a 5-star review because that helps so much. Honestly, if there's one thing you could do to serve me today, it would be to leave a 5-star review, because it helps me reach more people. And the more people I reach, the more people I can help. So I hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are. Any questions, any insights, anything you want to know, anything that resonated, please contact me and I'd love to talk to some of you. But other than that, I'll leave you there, sending you all the love. Namaste.